Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks at TaughtToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about how to start your day off right. How to be successful every single day. The way you start your day really will determine how your day goes. I've seen so many people who they are starting their day reading emails that have no value or importance. They're reading the news, so they're getting negativity in their system. They're having a fight with family members. They're listening to music that's not benefiting them and uplifting them and edifying them in the Lord. And they wonder why each and every day is the same miserable existence day in and day out. Because as long as you have that routine, you go into each year being the same person. Your consciousness is at the same level as it was when you ended the year. You're going to go from the same existence constantly. And if things are not perfect right now for you, then you need to make some changes. And one of the best ways to do that is to change your morning routine and then stick with this because you get the best results. Now, this is my own morning routine, but this is also the routine of many successful millionaires and billionaires. This is what they follow and how they live their lives each and every day. Even the people who seem to have the most going on still spend time doing these things because it benefits them greatly and enables them to do all the things they do. It's not taking away from what you can do to spend this 30 minutes to an hour doing these things because it enables you to do the rest. The first thing you need to do is prayer and meditation. Now, I'm linking these together because they're very similar. They're basically the same thing. As far as a Christian perspective, we're talking to God and we're focusing on Him. Now, I don't mean just talking, but just sitting there thinking about God, focusing on Him with a narrow, distinct focus on Him alone, focusing on a word from the Scripture, whatever it may be, but that narrow focus, and you meditate on that. This is something the believers of old, all the way until the present day, have been doing. It's something very important that you need to make sure is a part of your life. Everybody talks about praying, but most of the time what they mean by that is petitioning God. Supplications, begging, basically. Or repeating the same vain repetitions over and over again. The same things, asking God for the same things over and over. And then wondering why they never get results. Because they never had faith. They never believed that anything they prayed for, that they believed they received when they prayed. They didn't believe it. That's why they go in and day out, praying the same vain repetitions over and over again. Change that around. If you do ask God for something, you ask and you receive. So you believe that you received when you prayed, Mark chapter 11, verse 23. Then, if you want to bring up that issue again, because you're waiting for it to manifest in the natural world, you thank God for it. You don't go back to the drawing board and beg again and ask God, I prayed and haven't received it yet. Well, then you didn't believe. And that's where your faith comes in, and that's where you'll get results. But the meditation part is when you just focus in on God. You're not distracted by things going on around you. You just have that concentrated focus on God, on the things of God, on a word from the Scripture, whatever it may be, something that's important in helping you right then and there. That focus is meditation, which you need to be doing each and every day. And a video I made about some hardware that you can actually use that will monitor your brain and actually make sure you're getting in the proper focused meditation state. So I will put a link in the description to that because that's very beneficial for you as well. You'll know scientifically that your brain is getting focused. And this improves your cognitive abilities as well. Number 2 is affirmations. These are decrees. You're decreeing a thing that's established unto you. Mine are all taken from the Scripture. They're based around the Scripture, but I'll put my own name in there or whatever it may be to word it to where I have a scripturally based affirmation. And I say that each day. But they need to be present tense in faith and believing, meaning if your desire is to be healed of something, you don't say, well, I hope to be healed, or I will be healed. But you'd say, I am the healed and the whole of the Lord. and you'll use scriptural wording to state a statement of fact in faith, decreeing a thing, and it will be established unto you. Number 3 is visualizations. Now, this goes very much in hand with affirmations, but it's you visualizing the thing. So as the example I use for being healthy, getting healed, you could visualize yourself as that healed, healthy person. If you need to lose weight, you're obese, you can visualize yourself as that trim, healthy person. If it's finances, if it's a relationship, if it's a job, whatever it may be, you can visualize yourself in that situation as if it already happened. And then, this is the important part, feel the feelings you would have in that situation as if it was really going on right now. Not daydreaming about it being somewhere in the future, maybe this will happen, but you believe it in faith right now and you visualize that. Then you'll see the results. Number 4 is reading. Obviously reading the scripture, reading self-development, reading business books, things that are related to your industry, whatever it may be, something that's going to benefit and edify you when you start your day. Importantly, this should never be news and negative articles and things like that, and social media where there's all kinds of garbage on there. Let this be something that you've chosen, that you're going, a devotional or something like that. I have a devotional, if you're interested in, that I wrote it many years ago, that each and every day it gives you passages of scripture. So throughout the year, you'll read the entire Bible, and also gives you a daily word about those scriptures that we just read. And that can be very beneficial to you. Number 5 is brain training. And in the old days, people did this, but they used crossword puzzles and things like that. Now in modern times, there's apps that have very detailed and scientifically based games, basically, to help your brain, involving math and reading and these kind of things. These aren't games like you're talking about regular video games. These are purposely to train your brain and to do it in a memorable way so you actually get results from it. I'm not telling you to go play games each and every morning. That's not going to benefit you. These are specific brain training games that help to improve your cognitive abilities and keep them sharpened. Like you exercise a muscle, you need to keep your brain functioning well. Now, number 6 goes with that because it's bodily exercise. You need bodily exercise. If you're a farmer or somebody who maybe you go out and you're doing a lot of manual, hard physical labor each and every day, you may be able to just push this one aside because you may already be getting enough physical activity each and every day. But for the most part in the modern world, that is not most people. Most people are very, very inactive, from not walking much, driving around everywhere, getting some sort of transportation everywhere. There's a lot less movement today than there has ever been in the history of the world. And doing some physical exercise each and every morning does not drain your energy. Because I know some people who don't exercise think, well, but I don't want to be worn out. You won't be. If you exercise first thing in the morning, what you'll find is you'll have more energy throughout the day. And you also have other benefits, some such as not eating as much, since most people are overeating in civilized nations, unfortunately. That's why so many are overweight. They're taking in too many calories each day. Physical exercise each and every day will absolutely help you to get away from that kind of behavior. It'll make you more disciplined as well. And it'll absolutely improve your cognitive abilities. Because as you physically move around, your body's made to be all one unit, and your spirit and soul together to make the perfect union. All that needs to function together. And all that needs to function together well. And if your body's sick, you're not going to be the spiritual person you want to be. You're going to be miserable. And it will detract from you as a person of faith, not increase your faith. This nonsense about, well, you need to suffer and be sick and disease and all this nonsense is ridiculous. If you're too stubborn to learn a lesson that you supposedly need some illness to make you learn something, then you have some serious problems. If you'll just humble yourself and listen to God, you won't need that. And I need to make it very, very clear that God's not doing that anyway. He's blessing you. He's not cursing you. Those people lead themselves down those paths of illness, and then they try to justify it by saying, well, God's teaching me a lesson. No, he's not. God will heal you if you'll be healed. Now I want to add a bonus. This applies to the evening and the morning as well. Now I have a journal and planner that I made that I'll put a link to the description, you can get it if you want. But it specifically has you write down your goals and what you're believing for in the beginning of the day and in the ending. And this is very important to keep that before you, because it does, in the physical world, it opens your reticular activating system to actually look for the things that are going to meet these goals, where otherwise it's too easy to have it out of sight, out of mind. So that's very important. But I want to add that as you get more and more successful, you need to make sure that you end the day well. Don't end the day arguing with somebody. As the scripture says, don't let the sun go down in your wrath. Don't go to sleep angry or thinking about negative things, watching the news and late night talk shows and all this garbage that is trash and destroying your life that you don't even recognize it because you're being programmed into this negative, depressing, pathetic state of existence. And you don't even recognize it because you're so used to it. It just seems to be what is normality for you. And it shouldn't be. But really focus. Now your whole day should be filled with positivity and joy and love and peace. But really make sure those last 1 or 2 hours of your day are focused on important things and goodness and kindness and love. Don't put trash into your heart before you're going to sleep, because then your subconscious mind is spending those 4 to 8 hours of sleep working on the trash you just put in it. And then you're going to reap harvests of trash. You don't want that in your life. Put good things in. And an important thing is, as I mentioned with my journal and planner, is when you're writing down the end of the day, right before you're about to go to sleep, you write down your goals and you focus on those and you go to sleep positive, believing in faith, you will see dramatic results. It'll absolutely bless you. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.